You have something special. You have greatness in you. Hello, I'm Les Brown and Mrs. Baby Brown's baby boy. And I just want to thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be talking about what do you do? Somebody asked me a question today, and I want to include my answer in the time that we spend together because I was being interviewed. And one of the questions that was asked, what do you do when life just slaps you down? Just gangster slap you. Bam! How do you do that? What do you do when and the slaps keep coming from various places, from your children, from your relationship, on the job, the stresses and the challenges, they just keep coming, one behind the other. How do you deal with that? That's a good question because really at the end of the day, the question is how do you maintain sanity in an insane world? When things are happening all around you, today, and someone called me and I was dealing with two of my sons who are going through a crisis right now, and I realized that when you're going through stress, you don't make your best decisions. When you're going through stress, when you're under attack, when you're behind on your bills, when you have drama in your personal relationships and your family relationships, you don't have the mental bandwidth to think clearly. And you literally have to have a strategy on how do you deal with that when you take a hit. And so we're going to talk about that tonight. Now, I want to, before I go further, two things. One, we're going to be doing a speaker training in April in Fort Lauderdale. And that training will be focused on how to become a certified Les Brown speaker, how to become a certified Les Brown coach, and how to become a certified Les Brown trainer. And I want you to go online at Les Brown Institute and sign up and register for that because this one is going to be very unique and very different, something that no speaking program has ever done. One, not only will you be trained by someone who has done what it is you want to do, and that would be me, okay? But the other thing is, I'm bringing my list of people who have called me over the years to book me. Nobody does that. I get over 3,000 requests a year. And what I'm going to do, we're going to judge, and I have my seasoned veteran speakers that I've trained to judge, and we're going to select 7 people that we will select those people to go to and speak to those corporations that have booked me in the past. We will do a video for them, endorsing them. We will do a letter, make a personal call, and set up the connection so that those people leaving there will be able to convert the time they spend away from home into a business opportunity. And it's really good to be able to fish where the fish are biting. You don't have to guess. So all my contacts at AT&T, at McDonald's Corporation, at General Electric, at IBM, at Xerox, all the various places that I've spoken, what we're going to do is show people, here's what I've done, here's the needs assessment, these are the questions that I asked them, these are the answers they provided for what they wanted, and here's what you should charge. A lot of people don't know what you should charge. I remember when I first started out, a lady said, how much do you charge? And I didn't know at that time. So up to that time, I was getting love offerings in church, which showed that they didn't love me very much. They give you $50 in an envelope and say, we love you, but God loves you best. Well, thank you very much. And so when I got a call from someone who was in church and heard me speak, and that's the point I want to make. I want to show you in this training how to allow your presentation to become your branding tool, your advertising tool, your promotional tool. When you speak, if you follow the strategy that we're going to train you on when you come to Fort Lauderdale for the Les Brown Institute, you will I can tell you, you'll get a minimum of 5 to 10 requests from people in the audience saying, I'd like you to come speak for my organization or for my business or for my church. I'm telling you this, I'm telling you what works. That a lot of people talk about hiring branding strategists. I hired one person to help me build my career. One person. His name is Mike Williams. I encourage you now, go to Amazon and download the audio version of his book called The Road to Your Best Stuff. The Road to Your Best Stuff. I want you to order that. I wrote the foreword for it. That has been my strategist, Mike Williams. He's brilliant. And he's doing something else too. One of the things that I really appreciate about Mike, he said, Brownie, make yourself stand out from your content. That's major, your content. And so he's helping speakers to, in a limited number, he doesn't work with a lot of people at the same time, just like myself, but helping you to develop your content. If you want good, strong, powerful content, and that can make impact, and write this down, impact drives request and income. The impact that you make will determine how people see you and how you're viewed in the marketplace and how you can begin to price it and get access to those bigger checks that a lot of people are missing out on and will not be called in to speak. Things are changing corporations dramatically. And I'm going to be doing a tour. And this tour that I'm doing, people that I've trained and people that are going to be going through our training, we're going to go to 15 different cities. We will have corporate sponsorship, and we'll be able to introduce America and the world to the new speakers. I'm taking some of our speakers to London, England on January the 20th. We'll be speaking in London, and that's going to be a great experience. Marie Cosgrove and Shamir, oh, let me tell you something. He's powerful, she's powerful, and I can tell you this, that as you look at yourself and look at your goals, one of the things that's very important is having borrowed credibility, someone who's accomplished, someone that's known that can help you get to that next level. Close the door for me, please. And so part of what the people that come to the training, we're going to do some things on the spot, interviewing people live on my Facebook, a variety of the people there to help them to get exposure, to give them credibility, and to get them clients, to get them customers. So we're going to be set up so that we will show you and how to close on clients, but most importantly, how to sell yourself in an interview, how to feel and answer questions. And I'm going to be interviewing these individuals. Some of them have books, some of them don't have books. And the other exciting thing is, I've got somebody here with me. Come over here, Sonia. It's very important right now that you create non-performance income. Now, this is Sonia, and I want to say, cha-ching! Sonia, she helps you to create non-performance income. She creates online courses. Sonia, how did you get into this?
Well, I have been training for years. I worked for the state of Ohio for 10 years as a supervisor, an in-house trainer. And when I left the state, I know that I needed to upgrade my skills. So I went and I got my master's in instructional design and technology, and I've been training ever since.
Okay, fantastic. So what we're going to help you to do is convert your speech, your seminars, your books into an online course, and then have a marketing strategy with some of our internet marketers to promote you around the world and show you. And I have a person who sets up, and I want to thank you very much. I know you're nearly here. Okay, thank you, Sonia. But the other thing is, we're going to show you how to begin to amplify your message, accelerate your income by not only your product sales, but your strategic partnerships. So I'm bringing an affiliate manager. Now what do you mean by that? Well, this person I'm bringing, she has in her network over 450 people who all they do, you give them a percentage on the back end, and they sell tickets for your seminars and workshops. All they do, if you give them a percentage on the back end, they get on the line and they call corporations and organizations and meeting planners international around the world to generate speaking engagements for you nationally and internationally. Think about that. Is that exciting? You better believe that it is. So what are we doing here? Why are you showing me this?
Stacy's online.
Stacy's online. Hello, Stacy. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Les Brown. I am fantastic. Just want to let all of your fans know that our live Monday night call is here on Facebook Live. We're going through some technical reorganization on those lines, and we're bringing it to Facebook Live. And Mr. Brown, Happy New Year again. It is such a pleasure to be able to get to do this work with you all over the globe, and I'm excited to remind everyone that they can see you live in London. LesBrownInLondon.com. They can go and visit and see you there January 20th, and they can join you and the entire team in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, April 6th, 7th, and 8th for an amazing training. So I'm thrilled about what 2018 has in store, what you've been sharing with everyone right now, Mr. Brown. They are fired up. The comments are coming in, and I'll be reading a few of those questions for you as you give the message tonight. So I just want you to know I'm here. I'm in place. Let's rock and roll. 2018 is our year. We're taking the butter from the duck.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. That's Dr. Anthony Sweeting's statement. We're going to get the butter from the duck.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, now somebody's asking me, okay, RV is saying, hey, finish your thought about how did you know how to price yourself when you first started out? I didn't. And so when someone called me and said, hey, listen, we'd like for you to come speak to our organization, and how much do you charge? And I used to say, $500? My voice would get real light, okay? And because I was getting the love offerings, and so I'm just starting out and I didn't know how to price myself. And then Mike said, Brownie, I have another strategy for you, because obviously you're uncomfortable with this. You need a strategist. Don't try and do this by yourself. And I talked to a young man the other day, and I was doing some things for him. He had no value of what was being done for him. I wish that Zig Ziglar or Dr. Norman Vincent Peale had done for me what I was going to do for him, but they saw me as competition, as business. It wasn't personal. But to me, you learn, you earn, you pass it on. And so now, even if he doubles back and say, hey, listen, I'd like to have your program, I'm not interested. I believe in synergy, and I don't think it'd be a good fit. So I'll tell him, no, I don't need customers. I want them, but I don't need them. Isn't that a wonderful place to be debt-free, to be cancer-free, and to be drama-free? So here's what Mike said. Use this strategy. The next time someone asks you, how much do you charge? He said, and you can use this too, just ask them, how much have you allocated? Now, why is that a good question? Because you might say $1,000 or $2,000, and they've allocated $5,000 or $7,000 for the speaker, and you left some money on the table. Do you want to leave some money on the table? No, you've got too many children. You've got too many bills to be leaving money on the table. Can you feel me? Up in here, up in here. The tip of the iceberg of some of the things that we will share with you. And so people in this training, they will walk away with my contract. People in this training, they'll walk away with a needs assessment that we will give them, that I sent out to corporations, that gave me a competitive advantage, so that you're not going out trying to speak to everybody, just regurgitating some memorized speech. We will train you how to speak extemporaneously, how to think on your feet, and how to create collaborative partners. You will, coming out of this training, not coming out of the training and being able to hold your own before any audience, but you will come out of the training with some referrals, with a network of supportive, a collaborative, achievement-driven, accountability-focused relationships, and referrals and recommendations and letters and videos for speaking opportunities. Now, who's doing that? And Giorgio is going to be there. I will be taking pictures with people for their brochures, and I will be creating videos for people to put on their website. Hi, this is Les Brown. One of the things that I know today, if you have a speaker that you have coming to your next event, you want a speaker that can entertain, a speaker that can inform, a speaker that can educate. Matthias is that kind of speaker. I've worked with him personally. And after being in the business for over 48 years and traveling around the world, I see him as a seasoned professional that can not only come and speak to your organization, but can create an experience with his energy signature that will create a shift in their thinking. So if you want a speaker that will make you look good as a meeting planner, and you want to do that, if you want a speaker that will have the people on the edge of their seats, trust me, Matthias is the one. My name is Les Brown. I'm Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So what we're going to be doing is breaking down in small groups, working to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish to help jumpstart your business. And so you might not be involved in speaking. You might just have a business, and that business has a story. And we're going to teach you how to tell that story so that you can attract more customers. And we'll do the same thing when we go to London. London, hear me. London, if you can hear me. I've been sending you some emails. You can open them up. They have videos in there, okay? And I'm looking forward to seeing you on January the 20th, London. Oh, yes, it's going to be an experience. And what I like about this, there's something going on in the industry that I don't like. And why I don't like it, it's called a 1-2 step. They invite you to come to a seminar free or a low price. And so, and once you get in the room, then they do what is called a sales pitch, and they start selling you a whole lot of stuff. Well, we're not going to do that in London. And in fact, and we're not going to do that in Fort Lauderdale. And we're going to show you that you can make money in so many ways, just like what Sonia provides, an online course that adds credibility to you and professionalism and allow you to earn money while you sleep. Now, in the training that we're doing in London, it's like a ballroom, round table. It's not theater style where someone is just up talking didactic, just talking, a talking head all day long. No, this is focused with round tables. Why less? Because everybody is equal with round tables, looking in each other's eyes, and you have to communicate. You've got to tell your story. You've got to stand up and present, and you're going to get feedback. People are going to be asking questions of you, and you've got to learn how to handle and field questions. You learn how to do radio and television interviews and internet interviews. See, here's what we want you to do, is to develop your personality and your consciousness and your mindset so that you are flexible to handle any type of situation that you find yourself in. I remember when I spoke in Singapore, and Jim Rohn was in the audience, and he started taking notes. And I said, Jim, call it Jim. You don't have to take no notes. This is stuff that I learned from you. I'm just bringing it with flavor. And so I did my presentation, got a standing ovation, and people were so happy. And then I talked about this the other day. The promoter came to me, and he gave me a note. I said, hey, what's happening? Hey, Les, the guy coming after you, he's going to be late. His flight won't be in for another 3 hours. We need you to speak for another 3 hours. I said, how much time do I have? Oh, we're going to take a 15-minute break. Can you get something together? And don't let them know. We don't want them to know that he's late. Just speak as if everything is going the way we had organized it. And I said, yes. There's a term that Bishop T.D. Jakes has, and it's called study full. Study full. I read a lot. I listen a lot. Why? I'm collecting stories. I'm observing. The best speakers are the best listeners. And so you want to study full. So if someone says you've got another another 3 hours to present, and you felt, hey, wait a minute, I just shot my wad. I gave them all my good stuff, my disc jockey story, and you got to be hungry. I did all, well, you got to bring something else up in here. And I did it and got another standing ovation. And why? How were you able to do that? Mike Williams, the author of The Road to Your Best Stuff. And he always said to me, Brownie, it's better to have content and stories and not need them than to need them and not have them. There's some people that once they give their speech, church is out. They are through. I'm telling you what I know. And so in this setting in London, it's going to be intimate. The same thing in Fort Lauderdale. And you'll be able to ask me questions, and I'm going to have people that I've worked with, and people like Johnny Wembry, who's earned millions of dollars. He's one of my first students, and I think perhaps one of the most gifted. And when you hear them speak and see them, and you're up close and personal, and they can answer questions that you have, you'll look at them and you'll say, as they speak, and many of the people that I've trained, they're coming through to let me see their new stuff. You're going to say to yourself, if they can do it, I can do it. I remember when I saw a guy who opened for Zig Ziglar, and he was so boring, the audience is quiet as a graveyard between funerals. And so I went to sleep. If you don't have that energy and passion, I'm going to go to sleep on you. I was trying to keep my eyes open, but I was bored and tired. And then the audience applauded, gave him polite applause, and he left the stage, and I said, whoa, man, that guy was boring. Now, I had no idea I was seated right next to his son-in-law. You know, if you can't say something good, don't say anything at all. You don't know who's listening. I have my son, I'm not going to tell you his name, John Leslie. These young people are tripped. He tapes all of his conversations, my conversations. Isn't that crazy? What? I want to say, who are you, the CIA? Who does that? Well, anyhow, he said, you know what? You said he's boring. I said, yes, he is. I don't mean to hurt your feelings talking about your brother-in-law, but man, he just didn't bring any energy. He's cerebral, he's bright, but he put me to sleep. There's some people's voice will put you to sleep, and I'm so sure you've been in the audience and heard that. And he said, you ought to make the kind of money that he makes putting people to sleep. I said, well, how much did they pay him? He said, $5,000. I looked at my watch. I said, he only spoke for 47 minutes. He said, I know. That's the kind of money his boring speeches command. Now, up to this point, I've been telling Mike Williams, I can't do that. I don't have a college education. I can't do that. How can I establish credibility and compete with people with PhDs and MBAs and credentials and years of corporate experience that I don't have? Mike, I can't do that. But boy, when I saw that guy, I said, whoa, if he can do it, I can do it. I know I can do that. I know if I'm not better than anybody else, I know I'm better than him. I remember a joke a guy used to tell where a lion was about to chase him and another guy, and the two guys, and so one guy stopped. He said he started praying, and the lion started praying grace before he ate one of them. And the guy said, "Why are you praying?" He said, "I'm asking God to help me outrun you." That's all I need to do. If I can outrun you, he gonna catch you. He ain't gonna catch me. And so, when you look at yourself, many times because of surface thinking, many times because of possibility blindness, we underestimate ourselves. I believe that life is an experiment. It's an experiment. You will fail your way to success. I'll never forget when the lady asked, how much do you charge? And I used the technique that Mike Williams, the author of The Road to Your Best Stuff, suggested. I said, how much have you allocated? She said, $5,000. I said, you said what? She said, $5,000. Well, I didn't answer immediately and say, I'll take it, because I didn't want to speak in unknown tongues. I've never been paid $5,000 in a week, to say nothing of being paid $5,000 in an hour? I said, that'll do for the first time. I was so happy when they said that check. Oh my God, I was speaking in tongues all the way to the bank. I'm sorry, I got problems. I got issues. Now you see why they label me educable mentally retarded. So you need a strategist. You need someone who's accomplished, who's got trained eyes. You can't read the label when you're locked in the box. And who has been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, and can save you some time. I'm a person, I don't believe in being in the back of the line. I like to go up front. And we're going to teach you how to get up front. We're going to provide you the tools, the endorsement, the borrowed credibility that will accelerate your career. Why? Because we need voices of hope now more than ever before. There's something wrong when people try to outrun Jeeps coming to this country barefooted. There's something wrong when people try and outswim sharks to get here to what they call the land of opportunity. There's something wrong when more people die from suicide than from traffic accidents. Something's wrong with that. And people have lost hope. Well, guess what? People need hope. Over 20,000 people are losing their jobs every day, according to the Department of Labor, to say nothing of what it is globally. So people need voices of hope. When someone loses their job, I got a text today from one of my friends in Fort Lauderdale. He'd lost his job. They said, we're dissolving your department. My sister, Sharon, in Atlanta, working for a major bank, and they said, we're sending your job abroad, and brought the people in from the country where she was going and say, if you want your severance pay, you've got to train them on your job, and we will test them to see if you've done a good job. If you have not, you will not get your severance pay. There's something wrong with that. That's not right. That is not right. That's not fair. And guess what? Life is not fair. It's not fair. It's the way it is. And you have to deal with it. You have to deal with it. My mother used to say, every dog has its day, and every blue dog has 2 days. I never understood what that meant. Baby Brown had all of her old sayings. So when you look at yourself and look at your goals, if you're serious, let me share with you what we're up to. We're creating a community of collaborative, achievement-driven, supportive relationships where people are working together, holding each other accountable, learning from each other, challenging each other. When you stand up and give your presentation, I give you feedback, and many of the seasoned professional speakers that are trained, they give you feedback, and the people at your table. We ask the questions. When you heard that presentation from Marvin today, what did you discover? What surprised you in that presentation? What touched your heart? See, when you get feedback from trained eyes, people who want you to be good, people that in that environment, they start challenging each other because it raises the bar on everybody. I never forget Dwight Pleasure and Kevin Bracey, about 3 or 4 of the speakers. We were in Oakland, California, and I had brought them to this church, and I had them open for me. And I was the cleanup man. You know, remember Betty Wright, the cleanup woman? and when Dwight opened up, he got a standing ovation. When Kevin spoke, he got a standing ovation, and all of the other speakers. And every time they spoke, the audience would look at me as if to say, oh man, what you gonna do? And I watched them, and I knew that night that was their audience. Some nights, a speaker before you will take you out. And Jesse Jackson can't deny this. I spoke in Columbus, Ohio, and I spoke before Jesse Jackson, and he spoke to the communications worker of the American Union, Herschel Siegel, and Herschel ran to my microphone, moved the microphone, and said, "Listen, you've got to stop now." And I said, "Why?" Mr. Jackson said, "If you don't stop now, he's not coming up." I said, "Come on, Herschel. Are you serious? Jesse Jackson? I was that good? Wow." He said, "Just wind it up, okay? People came here to see him, not you." Okay, no problem. But you told me I had 30 minutes, and I've only been speaking for like 10 or 12 minutes. I'm just me. I'm nobody. I'm here in Columbus, Ohio. The man about town, Les Brown. I'm just cornbread and Reverend Jesse Jackson. Say, stop me or he's not coming up. I must have been cooking. Oh my God. And then it happened to me. Young man that I was mentoring in high school. And boy, he was awesome. And he was so powerful. He called me the other night. I'm not going to give you his name. He was so powerful. The audience gave him a standing ovation, and they forgot in their enthusiasm and the confusion that I was on the program. And everybody started leaving, and then the promoter said, "Wait, Les Brown, oh my God, I am so sorry." And I acted like I had an attitude. "No, that's okay. Just don't call me, all right? But that's okay. You don't have to apologize." I was so glad she forgot I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. Oh boy. Yes, he is. I just talked to him the other day, one of my spiritual sons. And so that happens. That happens. And so I'm excited about coming to London. The tables are going to be round, not theater style. It's going to be interactive. You're going to build collaborative, achievement-driven, accountability-focused relationships. You're going to challenge each other. You're going to speak a lot. You're going to be able to tell the story about your business, about your product. If you're involved in multi-level marketing, you will learn how to tell the story, how to attract more people, how to retain the people that you get in your organization, and how to motivate and inspire them to perform at a higher level. Yes. Now, Stacy, are you there?
I am here, Mr. Brown, ready to remind everybody about how awesome April is going to be for the Les Brown Institute. We're going to post the link on the feed so that they can register now because it's sure to be sold out.
Yes,
you
indeed.
Want to make sure that you see the link that we're about to pin on top. And those of you that are in London, close enough to London, can take the train from Paris. Make sure you visit lesbrowninlondon.com so that you can register before those tickets are sold out. This is going to be an amazing opportunity in 2018. No more waiting for the perfect time and opportunity. It's time to get it done. This is your year. This is your chance to work with Mr. Brown one-on-one with the rest of the team and prepare yourself to have the best year of your life.
Let me share this with you also. Dr. Anthony Sweeting will be there. Dr. Anthony Sweeting, we went to high school together. He was 1 year ahead of me at Booker T. Washington High School. I think the most powerful, dramatic, gifted speaker I'd ever seen in my life. I've always admired him. There was a monologue he did called The Last Mile. He went to Florida A&M University, then he went out to LA and he did a movie called The Bus Is Coming. But there are things that you do in life that you can't see looking forward, that you can only see looking back. I so admired Anthony. And doing this monologue, I got a copy of the monologue. It's called The Last Mile. And when I left Miami to go to Columbus, Ohio to become a disc jockey, I had $40 and one brown suit. And there's something I did every day. I did that monologue. because I loved it. And I wanted to be able to do it so well that I would do it for Anthony one day, and he would say, Leslie, he never called me Les. He would always say, Leslie, you got it. You got the butter from the dog. And this let me I've never done this before, but let me show you a little bit up in here. First of all, I want you to like this page now, and I want you to share it with as many people as possible. I'm going to share something with you that's going to blow your mind. I want you to like the page and share it right now and everybody in your database, and just say, Les Sprout is about to do something that's going to blow our minds. Well, this monologue, now I'm giving you a chance to share it. It's about a man who was convicted of a crime because of circumstantial evidence, and he was sentenced to die in the electric chair, and he was on trial pleading for his life. It's a powerful monologue. And the reason I wanted to do it, it covered every range of emotion. And it challenged you and it stretched you. And Anthony, I mean, he milked it. When Anthony did it, everybody was glued to their seats. I remember when he did it at Florida A&M University. And he was following the light off the stage, and people got up and wanted to walk with him. I mean, Anthony, I'm going to do a play with him and called Nat Turner in Atlanta. But this monologue, I'll just give you a piece of it. I solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Logan's the name. Born in Mississippi. Raised on a farm, and got work and had a good life. And then I decided to go to the big city. And when I went, there was something that told me that something was about to happen. And a lady passed me, and she's kind of young, and she was crying to herself. I said, "What's the matter, madam?" And she didn't say anything. She just kept walking. And I followed her for a moment, and all of a sudden, I noticed she was pulling something out of her purse, and it was a gun, and she put it to her head, and I said, wait, and she pulled the trigger, and she fell to the floor. I got down to help her, and she was gone. And then all of a sudden, I looked up, and there was a flashlight. There I am, holding her head, blood on my hands, the gun nearby, and they thought I did it. But I figured I could prove I didn't do it. I just saw her and I was trying to help. Well, even Levine, my lawyer, didn't believe me. He asked me to plead for just being guilty just of the circumstances, and they'll give me only 20 years. I said, 20 years? I don't owe 20 years of my life to nobody. I guess it didn't do me no good. I used to complain about life, that it was hard and it was tough, but now I'll take anything. I'll sleep on park benches. I'll take the crumbs off the ground. I just want to live. I just want to live. And then the jury came in. The judge asked for the verdict. Oh my God. Don't ask me how I felt. I can't explain it. Oh my God. That's enough. It works me too hard. But let me tell you something up in here. Anthony used to do that thing, and my God, everybody would be on the edge of their seats. And I love that. And I had no idea the years that I did that monologue privately, only did it publicly one time at the Caleb Auditorium in Miami in Liberty City, 54th Street and 22nd Avenue, that was preparing me to learn, and things that I'm going to be teaching you, those of you who come, how to take your story and milk that story, how to take it to another level, how to hold an audience. I want to do something. Come over here, Sonia. Move that chair for her. I want to give you an example of what people are going to experience. Fort Lauderdale in April, and January the 20th in London. Now, I love that setting. It's going to be intimate. It's going to be up close and personal. And I can tell you that it's going to change your life. Okay, Sonia. Sonia, as she said earlier, she creates online curriculums. Sonia, where were you born and raised?
Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland, Ohio. Well, welcome to the United States. Listen, give me a tissue. I'm having a hot flash, would you please? And a glass of water. Sonia, when you were coming up, how would you describe your background, your experience coming up as a child here in Cleveland and the household that you're in?
I had a great childhood.
I want you to leave the arms out. Just pause. Go ahead.
Okay. I had a great childhood. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, with in a single family home. My father was always around. He's my best friend.
Notice how I told her to stop saying the arms and she's still saying them? Now, write this down. What you do privately will show up publicly. She's doing it unconsciously. She's not even thinking about it. Yesterday I talked about it. They did a poll with some people listening to a man give a presentation. And his regular presentation, just like you, he's saying like every other word. And then they quizzed him to say, what did you learn from that? 85% of the people couldn't remember what he said. Only 15%.
Okay.
Had the same man give the same speech before another audience, being mindful of the did not say them except probably one, and they retained over 87% of what he said. When you speak, you want to be heard. And so what they found is that people start paying more attention to the than to your content. It's distracting from your message. Okay, so move over a little bit more. Okay. So you came up from a good household here in Cleveland. So, but I want you to look at your childhood. Who would you say had the most influence on you?
My father.
What's your father's name?
Mose Holland.
Mose Holland. Using, that's 3 adjectives. What did you admire about your father? What's the first quality that he had that you admired?
Dependable.
Hold it just a minute. Dependable. Give me an example. What do you mean he was dependable?
I can count on him for anything.
Is there anything in particular that you asked him for and he came through for you?
He came through with everything. Emotional support, financial support, showing up whenever I needed him to, feeding into my dreams more importantly.
What's the second quality?
He knew how to speak to me and encourage me.
So use an adjective. Use me a single adjective. So what would you call that quality?
Motivating.
He was motivating. Okay, he was motivational. Good. And then give me one more.
Funny.
He was funny. He had a sense of humor?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, very good. Now, if you went to an audience to speak to them about what it is you do, creating an online curriculum, an online course, to use that to help people to develop the skill set and the mindset of what they need to make it today, what would the title of that presentation be?
Oh, that's a good question.
Give me a good answer.
Oh, I like it.
Again.
I know.
Yes, I charge $5 for arms, but go ahead. I'll spare you this time because you're my guest. Go ahead.
To change your life begins today.
Very good. Hi, my name is Sonia. I want to ask you a question. How many of you have some goals that you want to achieve? Raise your hands, please. Very good. Here's what I want you to do. Write this down. To change your life begins today. A lot of people are saying, Happy New Year. But guess what? There cannot be a new year unless there's a new you. I want you to write this down. In order to begin to create that new you, there's certain qualities that you must embody. There's certain qualities that your customers look for. There's certain qualities in today's marketplace that people demand. They don't want to be treated like a transaction. They want to build a relationship. And so as you look at yourself, look at your goals and the things that you want to achieve with your customers and to grow your business. And in my business, I help people to create online courses that can teach the things that they're doing even when they're not involved, using technology to drive it. So number one, write this down: dependable. You know, it reminds me of my father. People want service that they can depend on. I had some people to come over, some contractors to do some work, and I made a mistake. They presented themselves well, and they convinced me that they were reliable and dependable, and I paid them in advance. And guess what? It's been a year now, and they haven't done the work. It's been over a year. They literally just took my money. As an entrepreneur, as a person who wants to build your business, make it your business. Make it important that you are dependable. They did a survey around the world and wanted to find out, what does customer service mean to the average American, including people around the world. You know what kept coming up? The word reliability. Can I depend upon you? Will you do what you say? Will you honor your word as yourself? Will you under promise and over deliver? People are looking for businesses and life coaches and entrepreneurs who are dependable. That's what I loved about my father. If he said it, you can count on it. That's what I loved about my father. He had my back. You could tell I'm a father's girl. Here's the next thing. Oh, behave. Next thing is, my father was motivating. One of the things that Maya Angelou said, and I think it's very important if you want to turn the corner with your customers, if you're building a multi-level marketing organization, if you want to attract people, it's very important that you're motivational. My father was very inspiring, very motivational. He brought the best out of me. He made me feel good. Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said, but they won't forget how you made them feel. And my father made me feel special. I remember Stevie Wonder's song whenever I was around him because he would sing it. Isn't she lovely? Isn't she beautiful? Oh, come on now. Don't make me go there. Yes. And here's the next thing. Not only do your customers want you to be dependable, that they can count on you, and that you make them feel good because you're not treating them like a transaction. You are treating them like you care about them. You ask them their name. You use their name in conversation. A person's name is the most important sound in the world. But the next thing is, my father had a sense of humor. You know, people don't have a lot to laugh about today. And when you can find a way to make people feel good and laugh at something that tickles you, and if you just laugh yourself, your laughter will trigger laughter. You know, have you ever been in a movie and something funny come on and you didn't hear it and people laughing, you start laughing? Now, what did they say? Because laughter is important. Yes, being dependable, motivating your clients, and having a sense of humor like my father are three qualities that allows you to attract more business and more customers. The word will go out. Referral business. Brian Buffini, who has one of the largest real estate companies in the world, he always said, oh, by the way, we're never too busy for referrals. When you are dependable and you're the kind of person that's motivational and inspiring and you have a sense of humor, you will get a lot of referrals. My name is Sonia. That's what I learned from my father. You have something special. You have greatness in you. And by the way, if you need an online course or you know someone that needs one, I'm not too busy for referrals.
That was amazing. That was amazing. Thank you so much.
Why? What did you get out of that?
you took my story and you coupled it with the services that I provide, but you gave it energy, you gave it life, and like I'm smiling and I couldn't help. I was sitting in my seat, but I was ready to jump up with you. You did a great job.
Well, thank you. You know, I'm 73. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. But what did you discover about how I took your story? What did you discover?
Well, first off, you didn't say. Thank you very much for that lesson.
Oh, you owe me $5. Okay, go ahead. What else? But what else you discovered about how I delivered the story?
It was genuine. It was genuine, and it was more than storytelling. It was legendary almost. Because I love my father so much, and each time you started talking about him and the qualities, and you drew me in. So if you drew me in, I know that you're drawing in your audience, and I see all the likes and the love that they're giving you, and you were able to just make it real for everybody that's listening, and I thank you.
And that's how I train speakers. Now, okay, so you told me what you discovered. What surprised you and how I did your presentation?
Well, because you're Les Brown and you've been doing it for a while and you've seen a thing or two, I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised because you are legendary and you were able to take my story and just pull things out and add facts to it. Because
Yes.
you know your story, you know my story, and you know what works. So I was surprised that you were able to pull it together so quickly, but that made me admire you a little more.
What touched your heart about how I delivered your story?
I know I'm not supposed to say but I just love my dad so much.
Did I express that feeling? Did that spirit come through?
You
Yes.
did.
Do you think in telling the story like that you can attract customers?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See, your business has a story, and you have a story. There are all kinds of stories. That's just one story in you. But if we had some more time, well, I can pull some stuff out of you, up in here, up in here. That's what's going to happen when those of you in London, when you come to the training, January the 20th, and those of you that come to the Les Brown Institute in April, and I want you to go online to the Les Brown Institute. You'll see me with Matt, and we explain to you what it's all about. We're going to certify speakers and trainers and individuals who want to become life coaches. But the other thing is, as I mentioned, never been done by any training anywhere. No speaker's ever done this. I'm bringing my database of people who have hired me to speak. And we show you where the money is. The best way to go fishing is to go where the fish are biting. Does that make sense? And so I want you to go to the Les Brown Institute. I want you to register if you're serious and committed to taking your dream to the next level and becoming a life coach or a speaker or a trainer. Or if you want to learn how to tell the story about your business to attract more customers, to become national and global. Do that, all right? And the people in London, go to lesbrowninlondon.com, Les Brown in London. So you can go sit over there now, but thank you very much. I
Thank you so
appreciate you,
much.
and I want to spend some more time with you so we can get the rest of that out. Okay, I got some other ideas that have already come to me. So I want to ask you, do you have a story? Do you have a business? Would you like to learn how to take your story, and you have an energy signature, how to take your story and tell it in a way that you can have people on the edge of their seats? Could even bring them to tears and have them laughing in their tears. Have them thinking and expand their minds and touch their heart and ignite their spirit. You want to learn how to do that? I can show you how to do that. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. I've been doing this. My strategist, Mike Williams, I saw him in Columbus, Ohio, and I wanted to speak like him. I wanted to do it. So I'm bringing my strategist, Mike Williams, in April, and Dr. Anthony Sweeting, I'm going to ask him to prepare to do the last mile. I think he'll do a part of it. I don't know if I want to challenge him on that. No, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not on that level. No. I'm whipped cream compared to Dr. Anthony Sweeting. Hey, he still got it. I could hear him now. Leslie, do you want to challenge me? No, sir. No, sir. I'm 1 year older than Anthony. But man, that's no spirit. And he is a genius. Oh my God, so gifted. And we're just collaborating. Mike is a strategist, and Dwight Pleasure, one of my speakers that I so admire, he does a training that we're going to do with you that has never been done in the industry. It's called three-dimensional storytelling. Write that down. Three-dimensional storytelling. When you can tell the story about your business, when you can grow your MLM business, and use the three-dimensional storytelling strategies, I'm telling you, people will leave your presence feeling better about themselves, but talking about you because of the shift that you created in their mind. Talking about you because of how you touch their hearts. We are emotional. In order to transform people's lives individually and collectively, you have to create a significant emotional event. Yes, you do. You don't believe me? You do. And you can do it. You can learn. I never forget to say, Mike, I can't speak with Dr. Norman Vincent Peale and Tony Robbins and Zig Ziglar. Man, I don't have any college education. I don't have any corporate experience. He said, Brownie, stop, Brownie. Why? All of us are born the same way, Brownie. Dumb, naked, and speechless. You can learn. Whoa. Are you willing to learn? Are you willing to learn and unlearn what the world has told you about yourself and be open to the possibility that there's a part of yourself that's not expressing right now? All of us in this place. As Steve Jobs said, that we must unlearn and learn and unlearn and learn again and again and again. It's an ongoing process. By your third year in college, your curriculum is obsolete. That's how fast things are moving now. When the last time you wrote a letter? We don't. We text. We stand in front of a microwave and pat our feet. Come on. I got a letter, a handwritten letter. I was just amazed. These young people today, they can't even write. They can text. This is the world. It's a new world we're in. I hope what I've shared with you had some value. Let me see what people are asking. Here's a guy that's saying, Les, hold a minute. Hey, could you teach me? Yes, absolutely. One guy said, I'm the one. We can all learn. But here's the thing. I don't want to work with everybody. You know why? Most people are not serious. They're not serious. They don't want to work. They don't want to do the work. If you can speak, trust me on this, you can determine and build your own personal economy. If you can tell the story about your business, if you can present yourself, oh my God, possibilities are unlimited. I had no idea. I thought for years I needed a college education in order to become successful because I have the complexion of rejection. And it happened so many times. I was a top salesperson, but they wouldn't promote me because of my paint job. And then that gave birth to the entrepreneur in me. I said, I'll become my own boss. And I learned so much from that experience, how you present yourself. One of the goals I have, working with young men, I teach them how to transform their mindset, have them watch Les Brown speaking in the Georgia Dome before 80,000 people over and over and over again. Faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. Teach them how to become effective communicators. You listen to these young people today and the comedians, it seems like they don't think that they can make someone laugh without cursing. Oh, come on. I work with young people. I teach them. Profanity is the strongest expression of a weak mind. there's a sense of decency that has been lost. And those who are doing it, I'm not criticizing you. Just keep on doing what you're doing. I don't argue with people in that level of consciousness. I'm just talking to the young people. Be mindful of what you say. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. Words are powerful. Death and life is in the tongue. Most people are speaking death. Be respectful of yourself and the people around you. So teach them how to transform their mindset with the tools that we have. I'm going to speak with some young people early when I get into London on the 19th. I'll get there on the 15th. And the other thing is teach them how to dress like a prospect and not a suspect. Isn't it interesting? What has happened that we've come to a place that you have to tell somebody to pull their pants up and they get offended? Come on! I saw a guy with his pants down to his knees in the airport. And I didn't say anything. You know why? There's a book called The Kabbalion, and it says, the lips of the wise are sealed to the ears of the ignorant. Wow. Oh, behave. Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm on some new medication. Okay, all right. I promise I'll be good. The lips of the wise are sealed to the ears of the ignorant. Leave them alone. If somebody start walking around and have everybody looking at their crusty drawers in the airport, don't say nothing to them. Just look the other way. It's none of your business. None of your business. Just leave that alone before they cuss you out. So we teach them transform their mindset, how to become effective communicators, how to dress like a prospect and not a suspect, how to earn money on the internet even if they have a felony. The first day in the seminar, they'll learn how to earn $200 to $300 a day. Wow. That's powerful. Because on the internet, no one asks you for a job application. Hello? You think? And the other thing, how to create collaborative, achievement-driven accountability partners. You need to create a community, a support team of people with your values, people who think like you, people that's on the same page that you're on, people that are going in the direction where you're going. London, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me, London? I'm coming to London January the 20th. Spread the word. If you know anybody in London, spread the word. Tell them Les Brown is coming to London. And tell them to get their tickets now. We've lowered the price. I said, I want you to lower the price. And Attorney Athea Grant, she agreed. She said, okay. I said, I want more people to be there. Come on, lower the price. So that money won't be an issue. And I'm glad she's got a room where I can work with you and take you through a process that you will never be the same again. I'm not to play with. I'm an assassin. I'll kill every mediocre demon in you. Somebody say, do it quickly. Do it now. Okay. Stacy, are you there?
I am here cracking up because a couple of retarded demons have been rebuked tonight.
Yes, we have. Last time I saw you, I was ready to sprinkle some oil on you.
But I just want everybody to know, they are thanking you for your body of work. As you can see in all of the comments, your passion is infectious. If you're enjoying this, then you need to be with us. Well, we're going to peel back the onion. We're going to show you how you can create these memorable moments for those in your predestined audience. How about that? That you were put on this planet to serve somebody, to share your story, to inspire them. And we need you in Florida if you are seriously serious about 2018 being your best year yet. So when you go to the LesBrownInstitute.com, just put a / Les-Brown-April-training. But why go through all of that? Just click in the link. We pinned it to the top of this part of this training. They have never been together all at the same time for this opportunity. This is going to be a game changer. Don't make excuses. Make it happen. We look forward to serving you. We look forward to experiencing this with you. And more importantly, we look forward to expanding the voices of hope that Mr. Brown has created all over the planet. So once again, as you're watching, go to the top of the comments. You will see pinned right there is the direct link for you to go ahead and reserve your seat April 6th through 8th in Deerfield Beach, Florida, so that you can be in the room. Dr. Anthony Sweeting is a phenomenon. You don't want to miss him. White Pleasure, he is just an absolute incredible voice of storytelling, and I didn't even know, Les, that he was going to unveil that special training in April. Like, everybody doesn't even understand what they're in store for. Serena is a part of the broadcast. Hey, Serena, one of Les's beautiful daughters, and she is adding on and working behind the scenes to make this an unforgettable experience in Deerfield Beach, Florida, April 6th through 8th. This is Dr. Stacey N.C. Grant. I'll be there, and guess what, Les? I think I'm going to bring Coco with me, too.
Well, please bring her, because people love Coco, baby. You know, I tell you, I'm going to be pulling up people, and if you don't mind being stretched, I'm going to be pulling up people from the audience to stretch you, to challenge you, to do with you what I did with Sonia, but in a deeper level that time will not allow us to do now. I want to say this. This is a special time in our history. Special time. And I think we were born for such a time as this. We need new leaders. We need new voices. And if you, and you know who you are, if you can hear me in your heart. I remember Ed Foreman told me when he came to Miami, Florida, that I needed to come to his training. I said I couldn't afford it. He said, then you couldn't afford not to do it. And then he challenged me like I challenge a young man today. I'm not going to tell you his name is Jay. I said, Jay, you say you can't afford it. I said, Jay, if I told you I can sell you a McDonald's franchise that's valued at $2 to $3 million, if I could sell you a McDonald's franchise for $5,000, could you get the money in 24 hours? He said, yes. But I just heard you say you don't have any money. See, I know why you said yes, because you believe in your heart that McDonald's franchise can be profitable for you. But trust me in this, based upon what I know, based upon what I've done, if I had a choice between you investing $5,000 in you and $5,000 in a McDonald's franchise that has a $2 to $3 million value, I'll take you, because I can earn my money back over $100,000 in less than 6 months with you. But a McDonald's franchise, it takes you 5 years to reap your first profit. Whoa. So there's no shortage of money on your part, young man. It's shortage of belief. You don't teach what you don't know. You can't teach people how to be unstoppable if you're stoppable. If you're going to let money stop you, don't let money be between you and something that can change your life. Figure it out. Make it happen. That's what life is about. That's what Mamie Brown did when she said, I'll take these 7 children, 3rd grade education, and we never went to bed hungry. We always had a roof over our head. We had clothes on our back. Even though they were hand-me-down clothes, we had clothes on our back. Only a 3rd grade education, worked at the M&M cafeteria, worked for families on Miami Beach, cleaning homes, keeping their children. We wore the hand-me-down clothes of the children she kept, cooking for those families, and we ate the food left over. Mamie, whatever food's left over, take it home to those 7 children that you have adopted. Sonia, I love my mother like you love your father. I'm here because of 2 women. One gave me life, the other one gave me love. God took me out of our biological mother's womb and placed me in the heart of my adopted mother. I wanted to buy her home. I did. I bought her 4 different homes before she left here to go to glory at 89. She was quite a woman. She was, my mother, she loved to curse. I got some stories to tell you about my mother. Miss Carr, they called home and left a message for my mother. And she said, you tell Miss Carr she run that school and I run this household and I'll beat the hell out of you anytime I feel like it. She said, a hard head make a soft behind. She said, I'll whoop you till the cows come home. I said, Mama, they're already here. They're already here. Whoop you behind till it rope like okra. Go get me a switch and don't you bring me back no small switch, you hear me? Don't you bring me back no small one. Yes, ma'am, Mama. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I hope you got some value out of tonight. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Sonia. Thank you so much. And Stacy?
Yes.
I just want to thank you for who you are. Will Coco please say something for me, please?
Oh, Señor Brown, why you always want Coco to come out? You know Dr. Stacy get upset when you keep calling for her.
I love you, Coco. Yes.
You know that Coco love you, Papi. Don't care what the people say. You know you my baby. You know you the number one. You the best speaker on the planet. You know how to tell the stories, baby, that make the toes tell and bring the dinero. So I am looking forward to what we're gonna do in Florida.
Thank you so much. I love you, and as George Wallace would say, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
I love you more, Les Brown, and I just want to thank all of your faithful motivational Monday Night Call listeners for joining in and watching you live on Facebook, and we appreciate you and all of you that support Mr. Brown and share the message. Meet us in Florida, April 6th through 8th, Deerfield Beach. Go ahead and click the link on the top of this broadcast. Register now. Seats are going fast, and we look forward to seeing you. And Coco going to give you a big hug if you go.
And I'll see you, London. It's January the 20th. Spread the word. Spread the word. Like this page and share it. And so it can be seen again and again and again. Like it and share it, all right? We're on Instagram. Yes, and what else we on?
YouTube.
YouTube, yes. Okay, thank you so much. It's been a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege. God bless you. God bless your dream. You have something special. You have greatness in you. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Thank you.